silver mountains and golden fields, there lived a young woman named Alara. She worked at a small antique bookstore, one filled with the scent of aging paper and whispered dreams. Every day, she found comfort in the rustling pages and silent companionship of the book she so lovingly tended. Alara had always believed in stories, fairy tales, fated meetings, and soulmates destined by the stars. Yet, her own life had been a quiet one. She'd known kindness, but not passion. She'd seen friendship, but never the kind of love that steals your breath and makes your heart race. That was until he walked in. One rainy evening in early autumn, a man stepped into her shop. His name was Aiden, a travel photographer with tired eyes and a camera slung over his shoulder. The rain soaked through his coat, and his smile was crooked but warm. He was searching for a book on forgotten European villages, but what he found was her. Their conversation began with pages and places. He spoke of Romania's misty forests and the glowing streets of Venice at twilight. She shared poems she kept in her notebook, shy confessions dressed in metaphor. As the days passed, Aiden returned, not always with a purpose, but always with a reason, to see Alara. Their connection grew not in grand declarations but in soft moments, shared coffee, quiet walks, the warmth of fingers brushing under an umbrella. He started taking photos of her, candid and unposed, laughing behind a curtain of hair, reaching for a book on the highest shelf, watching the snow fall in silence. And she, once a girl of stories, began to believe she was living one. But Aiden was a traveler, and his time in the town was always meant to be temporary. One winter night, under the flickering lights of the bookstore, he told her he had to leave. A new assignment in Morocco. A new journey. Tears welled in Alara's eyes, but she didn't beg him to stay. Instead, she handed him a letter, sealed with wax and tied with a ribbon. "Don't open it now," she said. "Open it when the stars don't feel so far away." Aiden kissed her like a promise, then disappeared into the snow-covered night. Months passed. Alara returned to her quiet life, but the world felt different. Every book she read, every corner of the shop, carried the weight of his memory. Still, she waited, not for him to return, but for her heart to heal. And across the world, Aiden carried the unopened letter in his pocket. He photographed ancient streets and desert skies, but none of them felt right. None of them were home. One starlit night in Marrakesh, he opened Alara's letter. It read, "If you're reading this, it means the stars have found you. I don't know where you are, or what skies you sleep under, but I hope you know, I loved you. I still do. And I'll keep loving you, not because I expect you to return, but because loving you made me feel more alive than any story I'd ever read." Tears fell onto the page. Aiden booked the next flight home. When he returned, the shop hadn't changed. The bell above the door still chimed the same, and there she was, sitting behind the counter, reading. She looked up. Their eyes met. And without a word, she ran into his arms. He whispered, "I opened your letter." She smiled through tears. "And what did the stars say?" He pressed his forehead against hers. "They said I'm finally home." Where the river meets the sky. In a quiet village nestled between green mountains and a silver river, lived a girl named Alara. She was known for her warm smile and the way she painted the world around her, sunsets, old boats, falling leaves, and stories only she could see. She spent her days painting beside the river, waiting for something, or someone, she couldn't quite name. Miles away in the bustling city, there was a young architect named Kale. His world was full of concrete, blueprints, and noise. Yet, every night, he would sketch not buildings, but dreams, of forests, of rivers, of skies that seemed to whisper something long forgotten. One summer, Cale decided to take a break. The city had drained him. He found a small inn in Alara's village and escaped there, seeking silence. On his first morning, he wandered to the river and found her, Alara, sitting barefoot on a stone, her canvas dancing with light. They didn't speak at first. He watched her paint, she watched him breathe in the world. Days passed. He kept returning, bringing coffee, sketching beside her. Slowly, they talked, about art, about the stars, about regrets, and wishes. Alara showed him the hidden places, the secret waterfall, the willow tree that bent like an old man praying, the bridge where people tied wishes in red ribbon. She told him, this is where the river meets the sky. Some say souls are connected here. Cale laughed, do you believe that? She smiled. I want to. As weeks turned into months, Cale's sketches changed. He drew not cities, but dreams filled with color, dreams that looked like her. And Alara's paintings softened, holding a warmth she hadn't known before. She painted him once, without telling him. A portrait of a man looking at the horizon as if waiting for something to return. But summer couldn't stay forever. Cale's phone buzzed with offers, deadlines, the city calling him back. He told her he had to leave. Alara nodded, her eyes dimming like the dusk behind her. Promise me, she said, that you'll find the place where the river meets the sky, inside you. Don't forget what you found here. He held her for a long time. No grand declarations. Just the silence that lovers understand. Back in the city, Cale changed. He designed buildings that breathed with light, that felt like home. He framed one of Alara's paintings in his office. A sky reflected in the river, endless and quiet. Years passed. One autumn evening, Cale returned. The village was the same, but older. The river slower, the trees more golden. He walked to the stone where he first saw her, and there she was, still painting, her hair touched with gray, her smile unchanged. She looked up and whispered, I knew you'd come. He knelt beside her and said, I found where the river meets the sky. It was always here, with you. And as the sun dipped behind the hills, their hands met, two souls finally whole, where the river met the sky.